How Alvin Lee never really wanted to be a rock star. We talked to 10 years after drummer Ric Lee. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. The brand new 10 Years After album is called A Sting in the Tail. It's going to be released on March 19th. I've had a chance to listen to it. There is not a bad track off it. If you're a fan of the band or a fan of the classic rock sound, there are some groups that don't have it anymore. 10 Years After? Man, I know Alvin Lee is long past, but I highly recommend this album. And in this series, we'll be talking about specific songs, and we'll also have a feature on it on March 19th on our sister site, Rock History Book. Alvin had said that he didn't, after Woodstock, of course, the phenomenal Woodstock, and I understand, wasn't until after a year later when the album was released. And
well, it was the film really that put us on the world stage. Yeah, absolutely.
He said he had said in an interview online, I just watched it today, that that's not what he wanted, and he fought against that. But how did you feel about? I mean, that was a nice kick in the pants.
I've always said that people said, didn't you realize that you were this phenomenon and whatever, and it never really came home until we were at the premiere of the film in Wilshire Boulevard in LA. And the cinema was filled with a lot of our contemporaries, obviously people that had played the show, and a lot of the music business, the managers and agents and so on. And after I'm going home, they all stood up and gave us a standing ovation in the cinema. And that's when it penny dropped to me. I thought, oh crikey, there's something in this, And then after that, of course, we played Madison Square Garden, we played Budokan, we played the Royal Albert Hall, we played the Jahrhunderthalle in Frankfurt, And that's what Alvin hated, because we lost the communication with the audience because of the vastness of these auditoria. And also, I think, and rightly too, and I must admit, I probably didn't like it at the time because I was enjoying the elevation that we were at. But when I look back on it, I actually, same as him, I think I would have preferred to do 5 nights at Fillmore East with 2 shows a night, which was 7,000 people because it was 3.5 per show, than doing 1 night for 20,000 people in Madison Square Garden, where the people up in the gods, you were about 2 inches big. Because there were no screens in those days. They didn't have the screens like they do now, And yeah, so from that point of view as well, it felt like a bit of a rip-off to the audiences who were paying whatever the premium price of a ticket was. They're probably only like $10 or $15, but that was a lot of money in those days, So there's those 2 aspects of it, really. I didn't quite answer your question earlier because you said when I was coming up and joined the Jaybirds, who were my influences then? And I was saying that Dave Quickmeyer was great. I'd already bought an album called Burning Beat, which was Buddy Rich and Gene Krupa. I'd seen it in the local record store. I thought, whoa, I've got to have a listen to that. Didn't really know who those guys were at that point. Yeah. But of course, and they became Buddy Rich became my big hero, of course, as with most of us. In a sense, prior to that, my heroes were Ringo Starr and Bobby Elliott that you just mentioned. And Bobby Elliott's drumming on Stay by the Hollies is just out of this world. It's fantastic. And I went to see them not long ago. It's a good few years ago actually now. But in my local town in Buxton, there's a theatre there, and they played there. And I was going to see them play Stay. But they now do it. They've done a lot of cabaret in the meantime, and they play Stay has a disco beat. Oh, won't you stay just a little bit longer? And I was just so disappointed, because he doesn't play any of the stuff that he played on the original version. But then Dave, you see, then turned me on to people like Joe Morello, because he had Sounds of the Loop, which was an EP that they made in the early days, based on the Loop in Chicago. Yeah. It was the inspiration behind that. Art Blakey, who's the other guy? Alvin Stoller, who played with the Billy May Orchestra, and there's somebody else. Oh God, Belson, of course, Louis Belson. So Dave widened my vision and my hearing, and I've got I've got a stack of vinyl here. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Can you see that?
Yeah, of course. Oh, wow. Oh, you've got them perfect. They're right in view with your face, with your head. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
A Sting in the Tail is the name of the brand new 10 Years After album. It'll be released on March 19th. And Ric Lee has a brand new book called Headstocks to Woodstock. There'll be links in the description of this video. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our video. We'll have more from Ric Lee in a few days. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.